Hey guys, welcome to the Art of NGFs. And the host of this whatever is Garrett Zahn. And we love you very, 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 very much.
Very, very, very much, you retards. Woo!
Hey everybody, Garrett here back again with another Art of NGF. Whatever the hell it is. You guys like to call it a podcast, we just call it a whatever the hell it is. And today I'm going to ask someone about some cool stuff and then see if you can take it and run with it and make it work in your life. So, my friend, my woodland creature, we'll call you Floki.
Okay, yeah.
Floki, he's from the Vikings show. I saw him running around the woods one day, and I was like, fuck, you're from the show. And he's like, don't tell people, just calm down, dude, calm down. You know, because I talk a little crazy. You guys know that. And he's like, okay. So after I talked for 2 days, then he's like, are you done yet? So then whatever. And I said, okay, Floki, I want to build some stuff. I want to do this land. I want to, and then maybe, and he's like, well, I'm a shipbuilder. And I said, yeah, but the fact that you are a shipbuilder means you know how trees work. You know how to, oh, you mean you don't get it from trees, you get it from pallets? You guys get what I'm saying? You know, the whole tiny house movement, you know, like there's this mindset, there's this attitude toward life. And this guy, this Floki that I met in the woods out here running around in Croatia, he just has these ideas. And then the next time I see him, he's completed it and sends me 20 little videos and audios and all this stuff about how to accomplish stuff I didn't even know yet that I wanted or needed to accomplish. So he's a little magical forest boat builder. Let's just leave it at that. And all I wanted to do today was give you the stage, Floki, for handing over, you know, a little piece of this magic that for you is normal. But for the people who are driving to work right now, listening to this podcast and thinking, oh man, that Garrett guy's life must be amazing. And what about these people that build the tiny homes and they don't have to work anymore? Where did that guy go who was at the office all the time? Oh, I heard he built the ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody wants this. But there's some false barrier. Now I'm a barrier remover guy. And then Floki comes to my house and sees me, Garrett, being like sitting here fake suffering. And he's like, dude, you're the end fake suffering guy. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, I can't hire myself. So Floki, like, do your fucking magic. He's like, well, if you shut up long enough, I will. Okay, so this is the point. I'm going to shut up now. And Floki, you just give them whatever you want. And this is what they get. If you guys learn from it, great. If you don't, just listen to the next episode.
Yeah, so basically I think the issue with people and the idea of them wanting to do something is basically they want to do everything, but they don't want to do it. Like they have so many stuff that they want to do, like build a tiny house, build a boat, build something like that. But do they exactly want to do that? That's my question.
Do they even want to do it?
Yeah.
So there's number one. Is it just ideas, or do they actually want to have the experience of what it takes to build the thing? Is that what you kind of mean? Or what am I missing?
Yeah, I think that because the thing is now we have like abundance of knowledge that you can get, and that's also the blessing and the curse in the same time.
So it's a blessing how?
It's free knowledge. You can collect it.
So give us an example of some little project that you did where you collected all the materials, the knowledge and everything for free and then did it and executed it in a day, like something small.
Build a like DIY laptop, connecting like parts motherboard that doesn't go together, welding stuff on it. Not welding, but like soldering.
Soldering a DIY motherboard out of parts that aren't supposed to go together?
No, the motherboard was semi-working. So I was disconnecting some parts. I was basically bored. I found one broken laptop, so I didn't know what to do. So one day I just tried to fix it, and it was basically the housing was like a cardboard box out of the shoebox. Like the top part was for the screen, so when you flip it up, and I think the connection to I think the connection for the fan or from for the no the for the power didn't work. So I cut the old power out of it. Find like I don't know from what it was the same power.
Well, let me cut in because
Okay,
what
yeah.
I want to say is, I think they've heard, you know, the first principles. Let's say the core, the nugget here is what you had this motherboard. It was not functioning properly. Then what? You get online, you search on TikTok, like what? Just give us just a. You can even make it a fake thing. But what happens? You have an idea. Your friend says, "Oh man, if we had this bookshelf in here, but I don't want to buy the bookshelf at the store. Oh, it's too much money." And then you see out back, there's like 10 pallets and there's wood. They're calling the dump to come and haul away the scrap wood. You know what I mean? What do you do when you see that situation?
So basically, you just need to see stuff that can be turned into other stuff. Like
See stuff that can be turned into other stuff.
yeah, I think that's like the. I mean, you can basically make everything out of anything.
So what's one example you can see in the space around us right now?
Even
if it was an abandoned house and there's these floors, you know, whatever, just what could you make if this was now a house, but it was all yours and it was empty? So what? You tear some copper out of the, but you don't want to use this. What might you turn, like look around, what might you make? What's a simple example?
So you can basically make there's like a bunch of wood and those and that like the table thing. So you can make a like I don't know like a stove top, just cutting that top part of the table, like putting the hole in so the heat can go to that.
So the heat won't burn the rest of the thing because you cut a hole in it. So for example, oh, it's a metal table.
Yeah.
So there's a metal table, and then you cut a hole in the center and put a burner in it, and now you put your gas container underneath or your electric cable. So if it's gas, you can now haul it out to the woods with a little propane tank, right?
Yeah, you can actually just have a small container of water that is heating, going to the steam, and then use that steam for whatever you want. And also there is.
Well, now let me pause you there because what Lucas just said is how trains engines initially fucking ran. A guy was shoveling coal, right? Wasn't it a steam engine?
Yeah, that's like this.
The ships and trains, right, were steam engines.
Yeah, the ships. I know that the trains were, but I'm not sure about the ships.
Well, you had a guy in the ship shoveling coal into something. I thought maybe that's only on trains. It doesn't matter. But you see, let's zoom back out. First principles again is, I might have been a guy 2 days ago before this conversation who, if I didn't like that table, I sell it, I give it away, or I just leave it outside. But I also have a piece of land where I could just, this isn't my table, guys, but if it was, then I could bring that table to the land, store it for now. But then when Floki comes around and says, dude, why'd you leave the metal table in the rain or whatever? You know, you wouldn't say that because now he's going to use the rust for something. But like, well, I needed iron shape, you know.
Yeah, you can use it as a fertilizer in the ground.
The rust.
Yeah.
The iron.
Yeah.
Oxidized iron. So see what I mean, folks? I don't want you to, I'm going to ask you a question, but what I want people listening to see here, and what I'm learning every time I see Floki when he appears in the woods out of nowhere, some new inventions, is like, sometimes I myself am sitting here and I got the land, but then I have this music pursuit, and I'll get confused. But when I'm in the flow of it, everything's fine, right? I'm just flowing. But sometimes I come home, I get in the space, but then I'm like, oh God, it's stuck in my mind, like you, like everybody on the planet occasionally gets, okay? But Floki, I see, operates, he sees the table, and now there's already a stove, and then and he knows that I want to put on workshops. He listens to me. I want to put on events. And he's kind of like, hey, if you take wood this way and slide it together, that's going to make a stage. But also, if you slide it this way, then make it smaller, it can be a platform for people to sleep on with sleeping bags. And then you got mats that you can roll out and they sleep on those, and they're waterproof. You can store them outside. Doesn't really matter. Instant fucking campground workshop for 5 to 10 people with scrap wood and foam pads, you know, during the summertime, mosquito netting. And we have a little glorious, and if you do it a little bit more with style, like not just the wood, but now let's paint it nice. So one extra step. And then I'm about to go to buy paint at the store, and Floki's like, dude, there's 8 cans of paint under the house around the corner, like that. They already, like, what are you doing? And this is waterproofing paint. It's great. And I'm like, dude, I was just calling someone to come and pick up the hazardous waste. You know, I have this mindset from city life that it then makes it so I appear kind of like lost and dysfunctional when I'm trying to like make something work out in the wild. But Floki comes wandering out of the trees, and I look away for a second, and I turn around and he's already built the stuff. I'm making a joke here, folks, but what I want to ask you is, the people listening, that at least if they're me at all, or if they like what I have to say, they think similarly, might be asking themselves, how the fuck, right in this minute, because their mind's gonna make it bigger than it needs to be. How the fuck do I go from driving right now, stressed out, listening to this audio that I'm listening to because I think this guy helps me relax or get a new perspective on life or whatever? How the fuck does this Floki guy expect me to go from this city life, you know, the wife and kids don't even like to go camping, whatever. How do I go? What step do I take now, instead of just letting this be another fucking podcast I listen to? And you know what I mean? And my life doesn't get any more the way I want. What one little piece of magic can you give this person, even if it's just one person listening, who's going to be the one who walks out that office job, you know, and starts to walk into a life or an experience in that moment that is fulfilling, enjoyable, and moving them toward, go ahead, you know what I'm asking.
My idea, what I got from your question and what I want to tell them, to like now with the media and everything, ego is like a bad thing, but I think everybody of us needs like a little bit of ego inside.
So ego, he's saying ego,
yeah,
just so you guys know.
Ego.
It's okay.
So the thing is, like, basically with every job you're selling your time, and the time is the only thing that you cannot get back. So just focus on the stuff that you want to do. You don't have to go to the camping, have a land. Like,
no,
if you don't want, if you don't want to do that.
Someone else might want to go to the islands and live a life. So here the principles apply. This is what I want to get to. For me, it's the land, the workshops. You guys know that about me. But for some of the clients I've had, or for Floki, he's Floki. We're not going to try to be Floki, okay? But for some of the guys, they just want to have a digital nomad life where they can run with their laptop and they can throw away the clothes they bought in Hawaii and then just show up and get a new t-shirt that works, but still live at a high level, but for a low amount of money. So the principles that Floki's talking about, that you're talking about, that apply for how to take scrap wood and turn it into a stage that could also be a platform for camping, applies as well in this. So what I want to zoom back out to is the same principles that I see you flow through life with, flow through projects with, apply for the person who's sitting in an office going, hey, I could build websites because that's what I'm doing right now. Why can't I go sit in the beach in Hawaii and then Thailand and then Croatia and then wherever and build websites and live probably for cheaper in a better house than the one I'm renting in fucking Silicon Valley for $7,000 for a car trunk, and then I get out and step on needles and, you know, to live in the, you know what I'm saying? I'm making fun here, but I'm saying, like, the principle that I want people to get from, and what you've shared with me over all the time I've seen you, you know, appear in the woods. That's what I want them to take from this. I know not everyone will, but if there's one person, if there's two, it's not just like you said about the woods. It's a way of looking at life where, in my mind, I have this huge unaccomplishable mission.
So I think
and then I talk to you, and suddenly I could have that set up at the land in one day of work by myself.
Yeah, so I think the issue with people seeing like the life, so people have like the standard of life. What is like high standard? It's for me, it's not the same as you.
Different for each person.
Yeah.
Maybe even different from the husband to his wife to the kids. Each one might.
Yeah, that's the thing. They need to figure out what is the high standard for them.
So how does the person listening now change this from, hey, I heard a cool podcast and now my life is shit, still, to like, this is the moment, whatever you tell them next. This is the moment. This can be the moment, okay? If you want it to be. You can keep suffering. You can do it. I believe me, I do that too. But for the people who are ready right now to take that step into the life that they every moment look back on, even if it was hard, even if it was fucked up, the ups and downs, but where they, at the end of each day, they go to bed and they're like, yeah, like, yeah. What is that step? What is that fucking thing? Is it mindset? Is it what
so
the hell?
basically, start thinking that you're gonna die tomorrow and this is like your last day today.
But don't get stressed out and freak out.
Yeah, and think what you want to do. So basically, right now, because you never thought about that, it will be just blank mind, like darkness inside, and nothing will come to your mind. But think that every day, and like, I think in 1 week you will eventually figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. Like, what is your goal to do?
I like the phrase, but also the rest of your life, I could tell, at least in me, that can be suddenly a paralysis, because it goes, oh, now I'm making a plan for 80 years, even though I might only have 5 minutes or 1 second. But would it be accurate if I rephrased it saying what you want to do in this fucking moment right now?
Yeah.
Is that a place to start?
Yeah.
So the guy's driving, I'm just going to make a fictitious person. This guy's driving. It's Saturday, right? So let's pretend he got off work Friday.
No.
And it's Saturday, and he's just driving because he likes to go out and drive around. He lives in LA, but on Saturday he likes to drive to Sequoia. He drives it 3 hours. He looks at the big trees. He loves it up there. Okay, there's guys like that all over. But on his way back tomorrow on Sunday, he maybe doesn't even want to go back on fucking Sunday. But there's an apartment. It's like on Fight Club. There's an IKEA collection. Does he just, because nobody's going to be extreme like fucking Garrett and like just hitchhike away and live in another country and not going to live like Floki. But what does that guy do on Saturday right fucking now listening to this, so that he's not back on Monday forgetting that he ever listened to this?
So basically the thing that I've got some, like, for that guy that is driving to see the
Just
big trees and the woods. So, okay, he enjoys the nature and everything like that. Like the trees, grass,
the
wild animals,
the
everything, yeah. So, why doesn't he work like as a wild reservoir or something like that?
Some role in the parks, when there's a million of them. You could be an electrician for the park buildings instead of for the city.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So whatever his skill set is, could be easily translated over into a natural environment instead of a city environment. If the city environment he doesn't like.
Think people are stuck in repetitions.
So here's where we are. People are stuck in repetitions, yeah.
Yeah.
And just it doesn't even matter what the repetitions are, right?
So basically Monday to Friday, job.
Or sometimes Monday to Friday complaining about how they're having to deal with the kid that they have. I know there's people who are not having a job and they keep it together somehow. But I'll hear them complaining about the fact that they have the kid they wanted to have and they don't like the house they've rented to raise the kid in. And every day is about how everything's wrong with being the mother and it's so hard or whatever. And this is just an example boiled down from 20, 30, 50 different conversations. But like, it doesn't even mean it's about the work. I'm trying to zoom out the first principles through trying to give generalities from specifics.
So I think the key issue is that people are, not that they are not doing what they want to do or what they like to do, but they don't know what they like to do.
They don't know what they like to do. Now, this comes back to what you said about ego, or let's say
Focus on yourself more than you focus on other people. So
focus on yourself more than you focus on other people. Now, this is going to be a hard thing for people, depending on the culture, right?
Yeah, the thing is that you need to figure out what you want to do and make yourself happy so you can make other people happy in the long run.
Because if you're miserable being fake happy, now we have, if you multiply that by 7 billion, we have kind of our current civilization, minus like some Nepalese farmers and maybe some Papua New Guinea like tribal people and some happy people I've met in Colombia. You know, I mean, there's just us mutants all around, right? Even though I have my bouts with fake suffering, it just some crazy Floki jumps out of the woods and pulls me out of it. I have people that yank me out of the matrix.
So basically, the thing is, the change is starting from you.
So it's a mindset change, would you say? Because a person could sit and rebuild their whole house. They could do all this stuff, but never feel any satisfaction.
Yeah, I think it's a mind change in the mindset.
And if you had to boil it down, just for the sake of it, for the listeners who, if anyone's listening to this because they want, it's Art of NGF, Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Undo Suffering. So they know me or they found the podcast. It's kind of in the self-help, whatever, but they have a desire to. They must be listening because they want to change something. They don't even know what necessarily. But what you're saying, it's a mindset. And let's conclude with this. So a mindset shift. Now, you guys are, I'll talk about my own view on that later, but I want to hear from Floki. Let's just pretend that we have one more minute and you can hand over a perspective shift, like I forget if it was Oscar Wilde or whoever it said, a mind once stretched by a new perspective, I'm paraphrasing, can never go back to its original restricted space. I'm taking liberties here, but the mind, once a perspective shift has occurred, you can't close the mind back down to not include that new perspective.
So just to become the main character of your life?
Become the main character of your life. And what would that look like in the... So at least what I'm hearing, maybe the fake audience member, the future audience member saying is, how? Like what I used to ask, how? What do you mean? But I'm the psychiatrist and then, you know what I mean? Like, where do you go from there to I'm the main character in my life? Maybe that's the perspective.
So
shift,
basically,
right?
Identity doesn't exist. There is my view of myself, and only I have that view. And you should basically just try to live that view of yourself. Don't that's with ego. Be yourself, how you are. People will go away from you when people will come to you.
To stop hiding from who you are. Stop trying to live up to anything. Tell me where I'm wrong. But stop trying to live up to the things that you think. Like you told me, hey, Garrett, looks like you're doing all this stuff for other people. You're helping them. But what do you want to do? And for one day or for a few hours, I was like, fuck, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? And I was horrified for a few minutes or a couple, I don't remember. That was just like that. And then suddenly today, I was like, I want to fucking reboot the podcast. And now here we are. And this is my fucking second. This is only day 2, but every day I'm going to use these audios, these things, and make a fucking at least 10 minutes of audio. So this is proof right now with Floki of one day ago, him observing that in me going through the quote unquote suffering or pain of embarrassment and of wait, I'm the undoing guy, but I'm sitting here. What am I fucking doing? Why am I suffering? What the fuck is this?
So I think
now today was I'm right back into the groove. I got the business going. We got the thing. So Floki just sat here hanging out. I give him some food from the bakery in town because he's usually just eating whatever in the woods. And he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, don't eat the cats. Don't eat the cats. I'm making it, but so Floki, he's a wild guy.
So I think the issue is that people are trying to live up to an image that other people have of them.
people are trying to live up to an image that other people have of them, like parents, like the wife, like the guy on the TV, the book they read, and should I be more this way? And like,
so that is one thing that's called culture, like local culture, and people are stuck in that.
Local culture. And this could be like the culture of your house, your family, your neighborhood, your...
let's say you fall... every Sunday you eat fish.
And so then they're 50 years old going, well, it's fish day again. I fucking hate fish day, but that's what you do on Sundays. It's like that.
Yeah, so basically you're living somebody else's life, not yours.
And then on Tuesday, it's always the day when we do the Tuesday thing, which is trimming the plants. And he's like, I don't even like plants, so but it's Tuesday. It's what you fucking do. Is that kind of what you mean? And so for some people, I can see, right, they're like, well, it's Christmas if we don't have the tree, and then they're miserable because they think they have to. And some people just don't. I love to have the tree, I love to have the presents, but some people I know are like stressing because they hate having a Christmas tree and buying presents, and every year they have this whole fucking stress because they get a tree and get presents.
Yeah, I think
for their own house.
I think let's say, let's imagine this scenario: if people are like lost somewhere, just alone. That's fun, eh?
See Floki's mind and everything is so amazing. I can't tell you guys be Floki. That's like saying be Garrett. But I think what he's saying too is like there's a you that is uniquely you. Just like Floki, there's no other fucking Floki. And thankfully there's no other Garrett because this one body's already filled to overflowing with shits and stuff. So thank God there's only one. But there's only one of you listening, and there's only one of... But you're trying to fit yourself into a fucking, like a clone.
I think people are stuck in society. So
what does that mean?
They need to have people around them.
And give us one real life example that doesn't hurt anybody if they listen right now.
So... And
you can use me as an example. I don't care if you want, but whatever comes to mind.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people just will get depressed by being alone.
So they sit alone, and what happens? They start tripping out or rocking back and forth, putting on music. What happens?
They don't know what to do with themselves because they need other people around to have like a group activity or something. Mm-hmm. They cannot do anything alone because they do not know.
Also, but not necessarily. Because like
they can like cook for themselves.
Right. They're functional.
Functional thing, but the thing that brings them joy, they don't know what is that thing that brings the joy to their life.
Now, the real life example was you asked me that 2 days ago, let's say, or sometime when we were running around, and I sat there horrified for a little while, like because I'm sitting alone in a house or whatever. But I do my practices, I do my undoing, silent prayer, whatever, and like I'm good on these things, and I'm okay if I fucking sit and order pizza and suffer for a day or two, no big deal. But I don't want that shit going into like years, like I remember, and you guys I know for sure don't want that, and some people's lives have been a whole life of that. Mine just wasn't, because I couldn't fucking fit it into that, just didn't fit, and I was horrified by that till, I don't know, until I just figured out another life.
I think the thing is the people need to get the people need to get to the stage where they are good. They feel good being alone.
Just feel good in their own skin, even.
Yeah, just being alone with nobody around. Just
like spending a whole afternoon just playing guitar by himself, not recording it, not posting on Facebook. Just chill. Just
chill without any other, without trying to get like approval from people around you.
So without trying to get approval, right? But there's little hacks. See, the funny thing is, we zoom back out again, and this will be the end, I think. And I want you to conclude with whatever you'd like. Let's just have you do that. Zoom back out again, and thinking, like I said, like just give them like a, boom, and then we're done.
I think people are losing the how do you say that, individuality.
People are losing their own individuality. Like
Yeah,
you said, they're not even the star.
yeah,
in
in
their
a
own movie.
group, in a member of the group, they are becoming the group. The thing that I said with the culture.
So the person is like, for 5 days a week, I'm a secretary, so I'm part of the group of that business, whatever it is. So it's at the car lot, I'm the secretary. And then on weekends, I'm part of the knitting club. And then, but they're not satisfied. They don't really like knitting, but their friend said you should get into knitting. And then
There is like one sentence that I think I wrote it, or no, not wrote it.
Carved it on the side of one
No,
of your ships.
I saw it, or somebody told me. Is the lie can became the true, just no matter how many times you say it.
The right?
The lie.
The lie can become the truth.
Yeah.
The lie becomes the truth when it's repeated enough
Yeah.
times. I think that's, I've heard that in the context of like media manipulation or PR firms and this kind of thing.
Yeah, but that thing is like with life.
With life. So the lies that you're telling yourself,
Yeah,
if you've repeated them long enough, you think
they
they're
become
true.
your life.
Oh, so let's spin this. So this is a positive statement as well. It could be negative or positive.
Yeah, but
Like the movie we talked about, and I think there's a theme. The movie and book Postman with Kevin Costner. The book is by David Brin, and the book is just elaborate. But having read the book, then watching the film, I thought the film was amazing. But the nugget was, this guy Kevin Costner plays is just a wandering, like, bum kind of storyteller guy. And there's been an apocalypse. The whole U.S. is just gone. People split into camps and defending the camps, and there's raiders. You know how it always goes. Basic human functioning when there's not governing structures. And he finds an abandoned mail truck and then just puts on the uniform because he's fucking cold and it's raining, and he puts on the postal uniform, which is generally nice, and depends which. In the U.S., it's a nice uniform. Puts on the boots that he took off the skeleton of the fucking postman, you know. Brushes it off. You know, we imagine there's not ooze and whatever, but let's say he puts it on and he grabs the mailbag because the mailbag has letters that were on their way to people when the apocalypse went down. And then he gets to a village nearby, which is now a village, which used to be whatever, so encampment. And he knocks on the gates, and they have guns on, because it's the apocalypse. And they tell him, "What do you want here?" And he's wearing a mailman uniform, and he says, "The government of the United States has been restored. It's centered in Minneapolis now," because they're out in the West somewhere. There's no phones, there's no electric, no internet, nothing anymore. And they're like, "We're going to kill you." No, it hasn't. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a postman. I came from there. I've got letters." And there's letters because he found the post truck there that go to some of the people who are in that fucking encampment. And those people think that the letters are written from somebody, and then he found them and brought them, and that their friends on the other end who wrote the letter are still alive. And that's proof that the United States has been restored, so they don't have to go around killing each other anymore. But he just makes it up because he doesn't want to get killed and wants to eat food because he's dying. Yeah. So they let him into the encampment, and now everyone is gathered around, and he's just sitting there going all in on his lie. The whole book, the whole premise of the film is this core lie that the U.S. has been restored, and the proof of it is because I'm a postman with letters. That means there has to be a government because there's a post office. So everyone believes it, but some people are like, "This fucking guy." The one guy sitting in the background is like, "This motherfucker's going to get himself shot." You know what I mean? But he doesn't say it, right? Well, so whatever, we go through the whole thing. But the lie is the core of what he has done. But he keeps repeating it, and he keeps getting more elaborate. They're like, to answer the deeper questions that everyone keeps trying to ask him. So what happens in the end, he tells them he's been tasked with creating the Postal Service out west, and he creates the Postal Service out west. And once it gets functioning, that is the restored United States that began with the lie, because their postal service now allows communication between all the separate villages, which allows them to defeat the marauding raiders. And now they have restored order and functioning, and humans, being simple to one another in an apocalypse based on a bum storyteller who accidentally happened to put on a postman uniform.
Yeah, that
So
can,
is this an example of the lie becomes the truth?
yeah and no. So the thing that I wanted to say with that is that people losing themselves in the lies that they tell them.
So this is the negative side. People
Yeah.
are losing themselves in the lies they tell. What's one lie that a office worker got? What's one lie that a entrepreneur who always wanted to be traveling the world, be a businessman, he's achieved, he's got money, he's got and he's still like, oh man, is this all there is to life? What the fuck? I had the cars, I've accomplished everything, and now all I can do, I keep accomplishing it, but I don't even want to accomplish it anymore. What is all this? So what is his fucking deal? Why is he unhappy?
The thing the thing that he liked to do in the past became his job, and like the thing that he needs to do
to get by, to keep getting better, keep getting bigger, pay the higher house payment, pay the car payment.
He lost the joy in that.
He lost the joy in it.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a guy who came. I know we keep saying we're going to end, but this is the way it works. Hanging out with me. But we'll see what happens. I guess I can't tell when it's going to end. But a guy I won't say who, but he showed up and he was a pro snowboarder. He was like sponsored. He got he has the job. I'm like, dude, I don't know how you get to be a pro. Like sponsored, so they pay for you to travel the world and snowboard. And he's, oh yeah, it's good, it's amazing. You just write some letters. I'm like, wow, dude, it's that. Well, you have to be a good snowboarder, but yeah, or at least good with lying about the letters and then do cool stuff that the sponsors don't fire you for. But the point being, he was done with snowboarding when he came to me. He's like, fuck it, dude, I hate snowboarding now. I don't even want to do it anymore because I had the sponsors. Then they tell you this, and then I got to perform, and then
it's not his thing anymore. That's the same thing with the like.
So he loves snowboarding. It's his life.
I don't know.
And by the end of us working together, he did, just so folks, I don't want to leave it hanging.
Yeah.
But through breathing, through getting back home to his body, through getting in touch, through just a couple weeks of work, he suddenly realized he still is the guy who loves snowboarding. And all he has to do is just either have someone else fill out the paperwork for getting sponsors, like his girlfriend who likes doing forms and organizing, or whoever, hire a person off Fiverr or whatever, and then have them apply. This is just one example, but have them apply for the sponsorship stuff, or him apply for it and just realize it's part of the game. And then just go out and love the snowboarding and don't care how you fucking perform. Don't try to live up to the sponsor. If you get the sponsor, great. If you lose the sponsor, it doesn't matter, but focus on the snowboarding. Yes. Is this kind of what you're saying?
So there is like one, I think it was a podcast that I was watching, and so somebody and Kevin Hart were talking about like the Dave Chappelle and how is he free in the things that he likes to do in the comedy.
How is Dave Chappelle free, even though he's got these contracts, he's got these people waiting for things, right?
No, he now like it was. How is he free now with the things that he wants to do? So that was, I don't know when, after he came back from Africa, after he's finished with that contract.
Uh-huh.
So
because he disappeared in the middle of his show.
Yeah. So they were saying how is he free and he's able to enjoy the things that he likes to do. How he brought the joy back to the things that he likes to do.
How did he bring the joy back into comedy? Which comedy collapsed for him because it was so great.
Yeah, because he was now able to do it like he wants to do it.
So he goes and now he makes contracts with Netflix on his terms, and if they don't like it, then he ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Just people. That is the back. Like we are now going back in time. How we like to say, zoom out to the ego thing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to do stuff for yourself. Like,
there's the nugget. Hey, do stuff for yourself.
Yeah, just do.
So maybe today, I just wanted to go meet this business owner friend who runs the game shop. I love when I fucking sit and talk with him. I get ideas for everything in my life. I feel inspired. I'm just like, yeah. And he gets something out of it too. We love it. And we get to do this once every month, once every couple months, you know. And it was just wonderful. It's what I wanted to do. And then from there, I wanted to play with these cards. And I met a couple people at the cafe that were they watched my stuff for me. And I wanted to go over and share with them and just find out who they were and learn a little bit more language. And I had a beautiful time. And I wanted to have this one drink that I just get for myself, this espresso martini thing. I got to have that. And I just really, 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 really enjoyed my Saturday. And the fact that we're recording this right now, when 2 days ago I was like, fuck, I'm all upset. I'm all lost in my head, you know. Believe it or not, it happens to me. Yes, I know. You guys think that everybody on the podcast doesn't have the same bullshit going on in their lives as you do, but it's true. It's true, guys. Come on. Take people off the pedestals.
So people are stuck in the view of traditions, how you're supposed to do something. Like, let's say in cooking, you need to...
First put the oil, then put the egg.
You need to skin off the chicken before you deep fry it, let's say. Mm-hmm. And everybody's doing that.
And I love the skin, to eat the fried skin.
Yeah, but you're not... that's not how it does. How it's done.
I've been doing it all this time. You mean I'm not supposed to eat the skin? Why not? No. Oh, because I'm going to die of a heart attack. I heard about that in a magazine. Yeah, I should never eat the skin again. Fuck.
Yeah,
and it gives me acne? What? You know what I mean? So is this an example?
Yeah, that's the.
And then they watch a video that says, no, but the skin on the chicken, if you wash it with some hot water first, it becomes less cholesterol. And then people are like, oh, I can eat the skin again if I run it under this.
Yeah, so people are like stuck in the tradition how things are supposed to...
so they can't turn a metal table into a stove because you don't do that.
How they are supposed to done by the society.
But there might be a million ways to do something.
Yeah, and that's why they're not happy, because there isn't joy of them doing something.
So they lost the joy. They're not doing things. So you listening, just like me, I am doing this recording because when I was wandering, hitchhiking, punk rocker, and when I was a little kid, the best gift that I ever got in my life was a boombox, 2 tape deck boombox from my grandma. And I can see it. It's gray. It had a speaker on either side, 2 tape decks in the middle. You had to push hard to push the record and play button down. And it had a microphone that would record me into it, just in the room automatically. And you could record one tape that you borrowed from your friend onto your own tape. That was cheaper because you get that tape for $1, but the tape of Motley Crue was $10, which I don't have. But dude got it up the street. So now everybody's coming to my house. Hey, if I give you a tape, can you make the Fresh Prince one? You know what I mean? This is how old I am. But yeah. So you can see it. You can hear it in my voice. Dude, the boombox with 2 tape decks. Like I need to get another one. I have one here now with 1 tape deck. I'm getting the 2. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm going to find it. Because this is, you can see I'm coming to life, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember for years after getting that tape deck, yes, I got other presents, yes, whatever, but I would just sitting in my room. Then I'd record me singing my favorite song with them, playing in the background, and then I'd have the radio. Oh no, it's the top 40. Number 3 tonight, I know is going to be the Sting song. Gotta wait. I want to get the beginning. Record, press record, you know, and it's like, we missed it. We gotta wait till tomorrow or the next time it comes on the radio. But I loved even that. It was a treasure hunt. It was tapes, and then I'd make a tape for the girl I liked. And
yeah, so basically you were doing things the other way.
And then now I have a podcast. We have a business to run here, and I don't record shit for 2 years. Or I recorded a bunch of stuff, but I don't want to post it because then I have to get online.
That's why, because it became like you were stuck in the way it was supposed to be done.
Yeah, I'm supposed to actually sit at the desk and record. But now we're having a mobile recorder, a phone. You guys don't know if we're out in the fucking woods or if we're on a pirate ship with Floki somewhere in the middle of nowhere and this is coming via satellite phone. You have no clue, because I realized if I just get a small recorder or use my phone differently than I was using it, to like instead of posting on Facebook and getting banned for 30 days and complaining about it, I could just turn it on to airplane mode. And it has one of the best microphones available that you can even get on a portable recording device. And suddenly, me and Floki are doing what we already kind of do. Like, he tolerates me over talking, and then he says some wisdom bombs, and then...
I'm sitting on the floor playing with the Silky.
Yeah, he's sitting on the floor playing with a Balkan version of a Slinky, which is pretty nice. You know, I like it. It'll chase you down the steps. It's a good one. It'll fuck up cats for a while. And yeah, so we're just... But you don't know. We could be on the ship. You heard the church bells. You don't know where we are. And I'm still, in a certain sense, the punk rock hitchhiker guy. Because that's what I fucking love. But it doesn't mean that I can't stay in the same town forever. But it means I might go get a ride to the other side of town. And from talking with Floki last night, I thought, like, what if instead of renting a car to drive or get on the bus even, what if I just say, for 1 week, I'm going to walk to the town SB, you know, that's close. I don't want to give it away, but what if I just walk there with this backpack that has some art stuff, some recording stuff, and then at the bottom, if it rains, it has a fly. So I have this backpack that's so magical, and I remembered why I got it. And I bring the little guitar, and if it's raining, I got an extra large case. And what I learned while hitchhiking was take a garbage bag that anyone will give you at the store. This is when I had no money. Now I'll buy a fucking garbage bag. Take a garbage bag, put it around all the stuff in your fucking backpack, Garrett, because you know how I learned this. Because the time I hitchhiked and all my clothes and sleeping bag, which had down, got soaked because they were inside a backpack and I didn't have a rain fly for the backpack. So then I got the rain fly for the backpack, but what would happen is then the rain would fall between me and the backpack, and now it's creating havoc on my back and everything. But then I realized I met some old guy on the road. He's like, dude, you're fucking dumb. You haven't been hitchhiking long, have you? And I was like, well, what do you mean? I'm out here. I'm doing good. I've been hitchhiking, you know. And someone says, have you ever smoked this before? Oh, yeah, I tried it. And then like, yeah, I tried it. It was never like this. You know, whatever. You guys get what I'm saying. But I learned because he goes, dude, why is all your stuff soaked? You're sleeping, but you're ruining your stuff. Dude, this is good stuff. I sleep in nothing. What are you doing? You know? And I'm like, oh, okay. Tell me what's up. He's like, dude, walk into the grocery store. Tell them you need a trash bag. And if they say, why? I say, because all my stuff got soaked. I'm out here camping, you know? And if that grocery store is like, go to the next one, go to the gas station. Somebody's going to say, yeah, we got trash bags. Here you go, kid. Put it on your guitar. Don't ruin that thing. Wrap the trash bag around your sleeping bag. Stuff it back into your backpack. So even if everything gets soaked, the stuff you don't want to get soaked, like that book of yours that's ruined now, is inside a trash bag. It doesn't cost you shit, man. So that guy sat and taught me that when we slept at the campground, got up the next day, and I hitchhiked away.
So, yeah, I had like similar experience in Spain. I was putting hammock between the two trees, and I used like the string that, is it the string or the rope? How do you call it?
Yeah, so like a shoelace, but like the kind of shoelace thing that is on your hoodie.
Yeah, and the shoelace from the shoes and the shoelace from the backpack to be able to put the hammock on.
But these might be stuff that just falls apart, or it could be webbing. Like what? No, you don't know about tensile strength.
I didn't have any string, so I used the string that I had on me, and it was nice.
It worked.
Yeah.
Now it depends on how the quality of the clothes, because if you tied it up with the wrong, if it was thin cotton or thread, it's going to break.
Yeah.
But if it's webbing, it's going to hold forever.
So basically, it's just like this type is it.
But what we can get right now, probably it's a few different shops in town, or you can order on Amazon. It comes in emergency kits now. No one knows how to use it. It's parachute cord.
Yeah, I have now, but
back then you didn't have it, right?
Yeah.
But here's the pro tip, guys, and this is zooming way in. But like, get a couple of those bracelets that are made of woven parachute cord that you see at REI. Now it's for U.S. folks, but any sporting goods store, worth its salt, or a sporting goods website, has a bunch of cool things: bracelets, rings, necklaces made of this cord that are woven in a certain way. And it looks cool. It has colors. It has stuff. You can hang a pendant off it. But then suddenly you find yourself with just a hammock, middle of nowhere, and you take off that necklace and you have your parachute cord. And then the next day you take it back, and then if your shoelace got fucked, now you can tie if the bottom of your boot came apart, you can tie it on with the parachute cord to walk your way out of that swamp. Like, is this, you see what I mean? This is kind of an illustration of the mindset, right?
Yeah, just
have some, you'll learn along the way. You have some cool stuff. Now you know, and everyone knows, keep some parachute cord around. And I don't have any here, but
do stuff your way. That's it.
Do stuff your way. And if your way doesn't seem possible in that moment, like you're like, guess I can't use the hammock, no way to tie it up. And then suddenly you're laying there with clothes, you have thread, you have some webbing, you might have shoelaces that are good, but there's something around.
Yeah.
There might even be a copper cable
just
that you can wrap around the tree and then connect to something. Like, there's a million ways. There's a million ways. And you're like, but the copper bends. Well, what if you looped it back around and then tied it together, and then you had your Leatherman? So, here's an advertisement. I wish, now I'm going to talk to Leatherman about this, but you have your multi-tool. Sorry, no product placement, but I love that brand. You have on your belt, you can hear it. You can hear that I just pulled it out. I like to get a couple cool things, but the last Leatherman I gave as a gift to a very special friend was the oldest possession I had in my life, besides this body, which is already recycled every whatever. So, and I realized I was clinging to it. Whenever I would lose track of it in the house, I would spend hours just to find it. And I was like, okay, I need to destroy everything sacred in my life, because this is just a fucking piece of metal.
Yeah.
It's not if I lose the Leatherman that was with me since I was 19 and I'm 44 now, I have lost nothing. None of those experiences I had with it and the stories it shared with me are gone. But I caught myself operating like, oh no, if I lose that Leatherman, that's the one. And I was like, you know what? This Leatherman's going as a Christmas gift to my best fucking friend. And I gave it to her. And for her, and then I gave a nice presentation. I said, you know what? This thing you see me using that you asked to use, and we cut the food with it at our picnic, and we fixed the car cable with it, and we did all this stuff, and you liked it. You asked me where I got it, and I said, I don't know, you can get it anymore. It's from back then, this in the 1990s. And I just felt like I went from feeling, oh my God, I always have to keep track of this. I'm making sure it's in my pack multiple times a day. And I was like, this is dumb. I teach people to not act like this with material items.
You were stuck in your tradition.
But then what was amazing, was, how good it how look at my face, right? It felt like the best fucking thing in the world to take that and tell her, hey, this is my longest possession. You've seen me clinging to it. I love it. I've gone through this. I fixed a car. I was on the side of the road. This was always there with me. And you know what? She's like, yeah, it's so cool. I need to get one. I said, no, you don't. Because Merry fucking Christmas. And dude, handing that over, like I'm a relief. And I feel so good. And now I'll always know I can never lose the story of that Leatherman. And now it's a way better story than I lost it and stressed out for weeks trying to find it. I tore apart my whole house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I throw away my sacred things. When I've made them sacred, I don't throw them away, but it's enough.
The memories are sacred. The stuff are just the things that are connected to those memories.
Yeah, they're just correlated.
Yeah. The less stuff you have, the more you free. The more you feel free.
The less stuff you have. This is a Flokiism right here. The less stuff you have, the more you feel free.
Because they're choking, you need to take care of them. You need to blah blah blah.
Got to water the cats and trim you got to trim the cats and water the TV every now and then and flush the sink and like break the dishes. There's all kinds of stuff when you have a house.
Yeah, don't have a house.
All right, I know. Okay, folks. So that's the whole thing. Just walk out the door. Remember Fight Club? That's the whole thing. As soon as you complete the IKEA collection, walk out the door. Don't do the Fight Club way. You know what I mean? But what did he say? He got it from Floki. As I'm told, Floki was consulted about Fight Club, and they took his quote he just said. They stole it from him, and they made it. Had Brad Pitt say it as the things you own end up owning you.
I never watched that movie, actually.
Well, I know, because they consulted you on it, and why would you watch it after they stole all your work? So, folks, you didn't know that about Fight Club, but you guys don't know who Floki is, and I'm not going to tell you because maybe he'll end up sailing into your neck of the woods. And when he does, listen to what he says, folks. Watch how he operates. Listen to how his voice, is. But if he tells you some stuff, make it work. Take some action. Have some fun. Okay? And if this is the only time you got to hear Floki, then don't let this be just another podcast episode that you listen to. Let this be the moment that you become, as Floki said, the star in your movie. Not just some extra. Do the stuff you like because...
what is the point?
What the fuck else are you going to do? You're going to do stuff you don't like? And then... But here's the cool thing. If you like doing stuff you don't like and then going to the bar to complain about it, there are masters of that. I have met people whose life fulfilling role is to be the guy who hangs out at the bar, and he's in every scene. Every movie with the bar scene, that guy's there. The one guy for whom life is amazing because he does stuff he doesn't like, and he loves to go to the bar to talk about the stuff he doesn't like. I used to try to help that guy in every city in the world, and he always would smack me down. He was the enlightened master, not me. He's like, dude, I go do the stuff I don't like because I love to come here and get wasted and tell everyone about it forever. That's my whole thing. I found out that's my only thing I like. And dude, why should I try to change that?
Yeah.
He mastered it. But if you're going to be that guy, don't be mediocre about it. Do stuff you really don't like. Look at the master of that. The master of that is the guy who does that show, Dirty Jobs. He just goes and does stuff that he really wouldn't want to do.
Yeah, and there's like one thing also. People will eventually leave you, like most of them, and you will end up with like few of them. Maybe somebody will come to your life, but that's good because those people that left you didn't need them at all.
Yeah, if they're gone and you're still alive, everything's cool. And, if you want to be sad about it for a little while, then enjoy being sad about it. But don't be sad in a mediocre way, okay? Make a little boat and write their name on it. John left my life. And be like, I like John a lot. And then you paint the little boat and then go set it on the river. Or if you didn't like how John left, set the boat on fire. But be sad in style. In your way, not in my way, not in Floki's way, but for me, it's having a backpack that I wander around towns with, or this town, or whatever, that I just throw a game in, a deck of cards. I bring this little guitar, and I like to wander. I like to go wander into a new cafe in the city where I am. And suddenly some fucking shit starts going. Somebody walks up to me, they're like, oh, I'm from Minnesota too. I'm like, no, dude, I'm out of here. I didn't come here to meet people from you. I'm playing, but you know what I mean? You walk in, and then I see someone sitting there and they're crying, but then they catch my eye. I don't know why. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Can I get your coffee? Yeah, you can get my coffee. And I go, okay, it's cool. What do you do? And I'm not going to go, why are you crying? I just go, hey, do you like guitar? Dude, yeah, I like guitar. And now they're done with that. And then I'm like, okay, but what about art? And I'm already, now on the table there's cards and there's drawings and everything. And then I get it out. And this is all stuff I love. I love to do the drawings. I like to have some weird book on architecture, philosophy, whatever's in the bag. I don't know. I throw stuff in at the beginning of the day. And then through the day, by the end, I end up at the party because the woman who sat there and she got the card, now she feels better. And she actually did a drawing and remembered, all this stuff starts to happen. I feel wonderful. And then we're at the party and someone's like, hey, is that a guitar? Can I use it? And I look. Some people I say no because, dude, you're fucking breaking your shit. But I say, yeah, use the guitar. Hey, can I draw on that book? Yeah, you can draw on it. Don't ruin the markers. I like those markers. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, dude, okay. I get home later and I see a masterpiece in my fucking sketchbook because some crazy dude at the party went and grabbed it. It was on the table. I like to have a backpack full of magic because I'm like the bard class in the Dungeons and Dragons game.
Yeah, you know how you at home well stuff that you enjoy, that you feel okay inside?
When you're at home, you wear you right now. Floki's got on these amazing woodland sweatpant things, and then this hoodie thing, and some nice socks, and he wears these. He's got these crazy slippers. You can hear them in my hands right now, but these slippers that are like dragon feet, and they fit his weird woodland dragon. He's climbing trees. He's crazy Floki.
And the thing is that when you go outside, the thing that is in your mind is that you wouldn't never take that thing on you outside.
You never wear those sweatpants, that home stuff where you feel amazing. You never go out in that.
Yeah, you.
And why the fuck not?
Yeah, that's like that's the situation with life.
So people are going to
You
go
do-
put on a costume
You
that
do,
they don't like.
Yeah, you do the fashion outside. That is
Uh-huh.
like tradition now.
And some kids spend all their money on just makeup to look like the other kids, and nobody's happy.
And and with that, like nobody is actually themselves outside.
And when you get it, I've caught. This is why I never fit into it, because I caught that view, or I had something happen where I was like, like it's all a machine of some kind. Like no one. I called it when I was younger. I called it Ghost Island. Like
Yeah,
even
Sim
though we're in a
City.
city, yeah, Ghost Island meaning there's tons of people here, and there's nobody here.
Yeah, but that's why I hate like a group of people like combined. I think
So like three or more. No, I'm using the George Carlin quote here.
my view on the like as the amount of people is increased inside of the group, the IQ,
So
the intelligence,
as the number of people increases in the group,
the intelligence goes down.
the intelligence, the collective intelligence of the
Yeah.
group goes down. And meanwhile, it could be 5 fucking astrophysicists who are amazing and really cool and interesting people.
Yeah.
But now at the Astrophysicist Society, everyone's fucking sucks.
Yeah,
right?
because they people are not good with themselves, and then they need like the approval of others, and they're just losing themselves to get that approval, and eventually they all became the same thing.
So to get
same
approval,
guy.
yeah. Well, I know, like, I don't think even approval exists. Like Eminem can have approval of like 7 million people who approved by buying the albums and
Yeah.
funding his life.
But does
But at
he
the end of
approve,
the
Seb?
exactly at the end of the day, well, look at the name of the albums. It was like, what is it, Relapse, and like, so it was, he quit, then he went back, then he quit drugs, then he went back, then he's raising it, but he could, but all that money, and everybody else thinks, oh, what a jerk, he's all rich and he's not satisfied, but he's just a guy.
So basically, don't be a shapeshifter stuck with one shape.
Yeah, don't be a shapeshifter. See, this is a Floki. This is a don't be a shapeshifter who stays just in one fucking shape.
Not that he stays; he's unable to leave that shape to change it.
He's unable to change.
Yeah,
the
because he's stuck
shape.
inside.
And the tradition of,
Yeah.
well, once you're a werewolf, you can never turn back into a human again. But no, when the moon goes down, you go back to human. But then, why don't you become a mermaid? Like,
Yeah.
who said you can't become a mermaid? Why can't you become a boat builder? Why can't you become a guy who makes board games?
Yeah,
Why can't you become a guy?
just became the cannibal that he's a vegan.
Right, a vegan cannibal,
Yeah.
or
Whatever.
I mean, like the allure. This is of the character. This is let's close here, but the allure of the character Hannibal eluded me for decades of my life. But I was like, how do you have this lovable character that everybody old and young now knows? My mom used to read the novels, Then there's the movies, then there's the series, and I'll tell you guys this big secret: the series is the hype. Everything else was fucking training wheels, and then Mads Mikkelsen Hannibal. You can be done with all the other stuff now, but the rest of it was leading up to Mads. This is my opinion, and it's true. But they coincide.
Yeah.
But the point being,
Be true to
everybody
yourself.
loves Hannibal, even though they know he is serving them their own friend, and he knows that they know, but that they don't have the evidence to get him yet. And his police chief, FBI guy, and they're there with Hannibal. He's sitting there serving this, but at the same time, he's done it so well that this is the best, most luxurious, aesthetic, and dining experience every single human there has had.
Except that one that they are eating.
Right, but that one doesn't get
yeah.
the vote anymore. They don't get a vote on it. They might not like it, but it's too late. And so, but even the people, and what occurred to me is that because Hannibal, of everyone in the show, of the police guy, the people he's killing, the other people, his clients, everybody, except Will Graham, the profiler who becomes Hannibal's enemy and only friend, Hannibal's the only one who owns who and what he is.
Yeah.
And that makes everyone else respect him, even though they know he's fucking eating them one by one.
Yeah, but
And he only eats people who are rude, who mess up the aesthetic bliss of an area.
That's the point, and I'm not talking about eating people. I mean,
But we're usually, if you guys can't think metaphorically, don't listen to the podcast.
If you do enjoy the meal, but the thing is just like be true to yourself. Yeah, on you.
Like, that's why Hannibal's so attractive. Not because he's a killer. That's the joy. That's the funny thing, because every show's a metaphor. It's not what it is. It is what it is, but it's also like most zombie films are about the director who was a reject, who didn't fit into society, seeing that everybody, like Day of the Dead, you see that everybody, or Dawn of the Dead, all the zombies are marching to the mall, and then the people in the mall are like, oh, they're going to a place that they loved. Like, they still have the memory, you know? You can tell that that's a fucking metaphor. We know it's not about a zombie apocalypse. It's saying the people at the mall every day are already the zombies. Okay, yes, it's a zombie film, but you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So Hannibal is a metaphor. He tells Will Graham himself, he said, Will, do you call a thunderstorm or a hurricane evil? You call that bad, or is that an act of God? And Will Graham is suddenly like, and Hannibal's like, you know, that's what I am. I'm not evil. I'm a hurricane. I'm a thunderstorm. And I'm an act of God. This is what I do. You can put me in the prison. You can put me in the mental hospital. And I will run that the same way I run my chateau. And before you know it, the psychiatrist who thinks he has me in prison will be in the prison that he has me in. And I'll be out doing whatever.
Yeah, the thing is that...
so he's never imprisoned.
Yeah, but a lot of people in prison in the society...
They're already in prison in their own minds, right?
Not in their own minds. They are not in their own minds.
Where are they imprisoned by? If they're free...
In the society.
So, but it's,
in the group mind.
But what I'm saying is...
The individual mind died.
The individual mind died or was... But can it be revived, or should they just, press reset?
They just need to focus on the self. That's like...
So that could even be go get a candy bar.
Yeah, whatever. Like.
So one simple step. Let's end with one simple step. Right now, when you're listening, become aware of your body. Breathe a little bit, and if you're driving, wherever you are, just sit there. Don't move. Wait until you have something appear. What is a cool, fun thing that's within your grasp right now? Could you drive? Are you near Malibu? Could you go to the beach? Do you love that? Is there a tree that you remember that's around the corner that you wanted to go see? Is there a woman that you want to call that you're afraid to call? Is there a bar that you really love that you haven't visited for 10 years, but you remember it being a cool place and you'd like to just go have a beer by yourself? I'm trying to say, is there a book do you love reading? Do you love laying in a hammock? Like, what one little thing within reach right now can you do as soon as this audio ends? And remember, Floki, when you do it, say thank you.
So basically, the most important, the most interesting and fun persons in movies are actually individuals.
It's like Jack Sparrow.
They think like how they want. They act like they own the life they have.
Like Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Nick Nolte, for anyone who wants to check it out.
Or
Jack Sparrow. His ship is literally sinking. The whole ship, everything he owns, all except the clothes he has on. And he's walking on Pirates of the Caribbean. Say what you want, I don't care. It's an amazing character. And he's walking. And the pace, he's so in tune. The pace that he's walking, his foot steps onto the dock off the bow or whatever. I don't even know, Floki, the names of the ship parts. But as he walks off the sinking ship, his next step is onto the dock and the ship sinks. And he just walks into the bar and he goes, "We need a new boat." Like that's the attitude.
Yeah, the thing is, everything in your life, you need it to come back, but life won't.
Life won't, yeah. And maybe even life will, but we don't have direct access to that knowledge.
We don't have the knowledge about if something exists after this life.
Coming up on the next podcast, the secrets of what happens when you die. No. Okay, folks. Floki, any closing words before you head back out and sail away and live a Viking life?
Become you.
Become you. Sounds funny, right? But you guys, there's enough here. Piece it together. You know, and if that doesn't work, we'll be back again with another thing that you guys like to call podcasts that are just some crazy hitchhiker guys recordings. Thanks, Floki, really. I mean, from me to you, I'm saying this in front of the people, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Because the fact we're recording this now is directly related to you being willing enough to say some shit to me and that pull me out of the matrix. Don't leave me hanging. Thank you. All right, folks, there's your 10-minute podcast. Goodbye.